Hey everyone, and welcome back to the channel for another in-depth comic book breakdown. Today, we're setting our sights on X-Men issue number 14. The issue opens with Cyclops, the ever-reliable leader, engaged in a conversation with a liaison from a nearby Alaskan town. This conversation immediately highlights the X-Men's commitment to helping those in need, regardless of their own political situation. The liaison expresses gratitude for Cyclops' availability, saying, "I appreciate you making yourself available." And Cyclops, with his characteristic sense of duty, responds, "If the town needs the X-Men, then the X-Men are available." This exchange establishes a core theme of the issue, the X-Men's unwavering dedication to protecting others. However, this isn't a simple monster of the week scenario. The liaison, Chief Ribbon, reveals the nature of their request. "I know things are difficult with you and the federal government right now." This acknowledges the broader political landscape the X-Men are navigating. But the urgency of the situation overrides any political friction. Chief Ribbon explains, "The simple fact is that we need every resource we can put together, and you've got a spaceship." The X-Men possess unique resources, and in this case that means the Marauder, their primary mode of transport. Initially, Cyclops assumes it's a medical emergency, showcasing his practical mindset. He suggests the Marauder could quickly transport someone to a hospital, but the situation is different. It's a search and rescue operation. A 13-year-old girl is missing in the Alaskan wilderness, and the clock is ticking. As Chief Ribbon explains, it's a 13-year-old girl with brown hair and brown eyes. You might even have seen her. Her mom's one of those anti-mutant crazies. The girl's name is Piper Cobb. This detail about Piper's mother adds a layer of complexity to the situation. It hints at a potentially troubled home life and suggests reasons why Piper might run away. It also serves as a reminder of the prejudice and fear that mutants often face. The X-Men quickly launch their search. The Marauder takes to the sky with Quentin Quire, Kid Omega, utilizing his psychic abilities to try and locate Piper. However, Quentin reports, "I told you I'm not picking her mind up anywhere." This immediately raises the stakes. If a powerful telepath can't find her, the situation is dire. Cyclops, ever the strategist, urges Quentin to expand his search. "Cast your net wider," he instructs. Quentin, with a touch of his characteristic sarcasm, replies, "I'm doing a wideband psychic scan of every thinking life form in the area, and there is no sense in mind here, so either the kid isn't here, or worse." This exchange highlights the tension and the growing concern for Piper's safety. The search isn't limited to psychic scans. The X-Men are also using their physical abilities. Jen, Temper, takes to the air, embracing her new raptor form. As she soars, she marvels at the ease with which she can fly. She thought she would have needed time to practice, but taking flight came as easily as walking. This showcases the instinctive nature of her transformation. Beast provides an explanation for this phenomenon. Well, it would appear that when you alter your taxonomic kingdom, the new physiological features are accompanied by certain instinctual knowledge. He points out the advantages of her new form, saying, "Between your Hawkeyes and your instinctual prey drive, your raptor form should help in your search. Just try not to get carried away and dive bomb Piper if you find her. She's a person, not a mouse." This moment is a blend of scientific observation and character interaction, adding depth to the scene. While the search progresses, the script delves into the emotional stakes of the situation. Temper expresses her frustration and guilt, feeling that the X-Men failed Piper by sending her back to her mother. "Sentin and Jen are out there looking for Piper and the rest of us are just sitting here," she says. She voices her concern for Piper's well-being, given her difficult home situation. "She asked us for help and we didn't give her any. Sent her back to her crazy mutant hater mother, and now she is gone. So if her home is so bad that she had to walk into the wilderness, if she thought that was the only choice left for her, that's on all of us. That's on the X-Men." Zarina. This outburst reveals the team's deep sense of responsibility and highlights the moral complexities they face. Idi's emotional response leads her to take action. "I'm taking Corsair's jet bike out there and I'll figure it out along the way," she declares, storming off. This prompts a conversation between Cyclops and Psylocke. Cyclops seeks Psylocke's perspective on the situation, and she offers a calm and insightful response. She's young and she's worried, and more importantly, she is physiologically incapable of freezing to death. Let her go. It's what she needs right now. This exchange showcases the different approaches to leadership and highlights the importance of understanding individual needs. The narrative then shifts to a subplot involving Magneto and Ben Urich. This storyline adds another layer to the issue, exploring themes of power, control, and acceptance. Ben, reflecting on his past, explains his drive to acquire power. It's all a numbers game. Probabilities, and I know probabilities. Finance markets, it's all probabilities. Two X-Men looking for one kid? The odds are ridiculous, but if I put a couple of dozen UFOs in the sky. However, Magneto interrupts him, indicating his desire to mentor Ben. Magneto expresses his interest in taking Ben under his wing, acknowledging Ben's raw power and lack of control. I have been trying with limited success to take you under my wing. Can you think of why I do such a thing? Ben's response is somewhat flippant. Well, older men have always been a particular weakness of mine. But Magneto quickly steers the conversation to a more serious tone. The exchange between Magneto and Ben delves into Ben's personal history and motivations. Ben reveals that he has always been made to feel like an outsider due to being a gay Chinese American. He explains that money provided him with a sense of power and protection. Money was a kind of power, and power protects an outsider. Not that it protected me from Kay, but being a mutant is just another shade of being an outsider, and it comes with its own power. I just have to figure it out. I just have to master it. This backstory provides context for Ben's actions and his desire to understand his mutant abilities. Magneto recognizes the potential danger Ben poses. You laid siege to a city without even fully comprehending what you were doing. Your mutant gift is one of tremendous power and risk. That is something I am familiar with. But you also have little control over it. That is also something I am familiar with. Mutants with tremendous power are needed by our people, and if my power cannot be relied on to protect mutants anymore, we must ensure that yours can. This establishes Magneto's motivation for mentoring Ben, to guide him and ensure his power is used responsibly. As the X-Men continue their search, a new threat emerges. The narrative shifts to a mysterious group observing the X-Men's movements. One of them comments on the X-Men's search pattern and the Marauders' flight, indicating they're tracking the team. This is the means. The X-Men got their bird in the air, standard search and rescue pattern. No covers intact. Psychic Camel kept their sneaky thinkers off me. This reveals that the X-Men are being monitored and that their opponents are prepared. The group's conversation reveals their intentions. They are actively trying to hinder the X-Men's search and have a specific objective related to Piper. There's a sense of danger and intrigue as their plans unfold. A member of the group, Means, clashes with another, Zealot. Zealot dismisses Means, saying, "Do not presume to lecture me, Means. You bring nothing to the great table. You are a weapon, nothing more. You aren't even a mutant." However, Means defends their position, revealing their expertise in killing mutants. Maybe not, Zealot, but you needed someone who knew how to kill mutants bad enough you offered a seat at the great table, and the legacy virus has got nothing on me. This exchange highlights the ruthlessness of this group and their willingness to use any means to achieve their goals. The leader of the group, Cassandra Nova, further emphasizes their deadly nature. Do you think that impresses me? No one has more mutant blood on their hands than I do. Remember, you are there to allow the subject to act unimpeded and to oversee the test. This chilling statement underscores Cassandra Nova's villainy and sets the stage for a confrontation with the X-Men. Means reveals their identity as Wire and declares their intention to disrupt the X-Men's communication. And actually, you know what? I'll take care of the X-Men's psychic comms myself, and you can call me Wire. The tension escalates as the X-Men close in on Piper's location. Piper is shown running through the snow, driven by a desperate need to find it and be free. Temper, following Piper's trail, communicates with Quentin and Jen, seeking more information. Quentin reassures her, "Nothing yet, but look, don't worry, we'll find her." Temper's anxiety is palpable as she emphasizes Piper's vulnerability. She's just a kid, a human little kid. She doesn't have mutant powers or spaceships or anything, and it's cold. Quentin, despite his usual aloofness, attempts to offer comfort. Look, I'm not good at this. You know this. I'm bad at comforting people. It's one of the reasons we broke up, remember? But all we have to do is find her. No matter how bad she is, as long as she's alive, Zorn and McCoy can fix her up. In a crucial moment, Quentin locates Piper. However, before he can relay the information, disaster strikes. At that moment, Quentin gets a hit on Piper's location, and once that happened, Temper immediately started be lying towards her location. But just as Quentin started to relay that data, he noticed that someone locked a target on him, and before he could react, Wire opened fire and blew the Marauder out of the sky, and just like that, the cycle comms was down and Quentin was falling out the sky. This attack throws the X-Men into chaos. Cyclops immediately switches to Condition Red, preparing for the worst. Magik teleports herself, Kane Marco, Juggernaut, and Zorn to Temper's location. Temper informs them of the Marauder's downing and expresses her determination to continue tracking Piper. This leads to a conflict with Magik, who is furious that Temper is prioritizing the girl over their fallen teammate. However, Juggernaut intervenes, supporting Temper's decision. Not everyone is as mean as us, he tells Magik. He argues that forcing Temper to witness Quentin's potential death would be unnecessarily cruel, given their past relationship. Quentin used to be important to her, so if he is dead, do you really want to make her see the body? Magik relents, and the team splits up. Cyclops informs the rest of the team at the factory about the situation. Until new information proves otherwise, we are under attack. The Marauder is down. Quentin Kid Omega is missing, and cyclecomms are inoperative. We are on war footing. Be ready for anything. This sets the stage for a full-scale conflict. The issue culminates in a shocking revelation. Temper finally reaches Piper, who is near the downed Endy. Despite the cold, Piper isn't cold. Then, a strange voice emerges from Piper, revealing a startling truth. I didn't want anyone to know, not even her. So I changed her blood and hair so he'd think we were normal, not mutant. The voice reveals itself as Piper's twin, absorbed before birth, who has been hiding within her. Piper, my twin. I didn't want Piper to know because she ate me, absorbed me before we were born. All this time hiding in her body, but with all this meat now, I can have a body, and I won't have to hide anymore. This cliffhanger leaves Temper facing an unknown threat, while the rest of the X-Men battle Cassandra Nova and her forces. What are your thoughts on this issue? What predictions do you have for the future of this storyline? Share your theories in the comments below.